we have a huge competence in general for providing data to all different users all around the world. So, and why I'm talking about SecureWatch? Because SecureWatch actually is giving access to those huge archive we have. This is the best way to get the pixels all around the world to any clients. And this comes through the internet, it comes through the services, and have a subscription model, which is the most advanced, we think. So users not really depending now on the area of interest, because they can actually pick up any data globally, and there is no restrictions to stream data from different continents. So within the SecureWatch, we have a premium content. It's, as I said, global access, and it's best value also because we're providing not only imagery, but also derived products like mosaics. And yeah, so what is a premium content means? That is actually, as I mentioned, access to any pixels we ever collected so far over the entire planet. It is a 5+ years data, which is already in a high resolution, sits in the SecureWatch online. That means you don't have to spend time to request imagery. If you need a recent imagery, most probably you will get it from the service quickly and with no delays. If you need data, let's say later than 5 years, then you can request it. It still will come within 1 or 2 hours, and you can actually very quickly collect it and see it. The platform allows not only view imagery, but also stream it and download it in all the formats and the products Maxar ever designed to deliver it to clients. Additionally, we have access to multispectral imagery, which also includes our unique capabilities from worldview 3 satellites, which collecting data in a shortwave infrared range. And of course, there is also stereo imagery. As I mentioned, we also have the different mosaics included into the SecureWatch service. And the mosaic itself is a global coverage of our Earth with the 50 centimeters data, which was processed and, let's say, moved to the highest quality and the best visual I don't know, representation of the imagery. So if you see here my slide, on the top you see the strips collected from the satellites, but then when converted to the mosaic, you see the beautiful picture with no seam lines, no clouds and haze, and etc. So it's a very good product, very popular, and most probably you saw this product many times already. And that's global. So clients who sign up with Maxar for SecureWatch, they have access to these capabilities as well. Also, we are delivering a lot of data because we have around 3 million square kilometers collections per day. So all those data automatically goes to the service. So clients can have access within the 48 hours to new collections, and they can see it in a high resolution. So sometimes you can have it even quicker, depends on circumstances, but in general, it takes like 48 hours to see new data. Additionally, we put a new layer into the SecureWatch. We call it persistent change monitoring, which shows annual development on the Earth and actually targets with the changes our algorithms was able to detect all around the globe by using Sentinel and Landsat data. That sometimes helps to detect where you need to have a look on a huge area and see if there is any changes on the Earth, so you can then visualize it with a high resolution. So saying all of that, it's a kind of brief presentation about the SecureWatch, and probably I would love to show you the service itself. So let me jump into the service. I don't know if you see my screen now. Georgi, can you see my screen now? Because I'm just going to show very briefly also the access to.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. the access to the platform itself. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, since that's quite a big topic to discuss, because it has a lot of options and capabilities. And I know here my colleagues also from Maxar, I guess, and if you're interested in the SecureWatch, please contact your local sales representatives, so they can provide you more information about the SecureWatch in general. And I know we all from different countries, so most probably in your country you need to contact your sales organizations. But yeah, so the SecureWatch is unique for everyone. This is so I mean, not unique, but it's similar to everyone. This is the browse version, which open you the map, and then you just need to zoom into any location you want to have. For example, I don't know if I type it correctly. I don't know. Sorry. Second, I'm just trying to type Sydney, because I saw somebody from Australia already on the webinar. That's going not very quickly for me, fortunately.
So let me remind a little bit about topic of our webinar, because you forgot to mention that now we are talking about the opportunity to get started with SecureWatch using this plugin for QGIS, because it's also possible now. So every user who is used to
I would love to touch
QGIS
as well. So I'm just trying to explain that the data. I mean, you can zoom to any location in the world, and you can get data from different let's say formats. So first of all, this browse version, when you see imagery here, and then you can zoom to this certain location, and after that you see available imagery available in the carousel. So you can pick up the imagery, you can see the metadata. But what is more important is that the SecureWatch itself actually allows to use different OpenGIS consortium services, which is a web services. And from that, you can use VMTS, VMS, VFS, and VCS protocols to upload data into your Mapflow. And that actually how it was done by Geoalert.
Geoalert, this is how we
they actually were able to incorporate this into the QGIS for the services. So you now can see the Maxar imagery also for their plugin, I guess. So you can probably, Georgi, you can show it. So in general, the SecureWatch platform designed to give access to any Maxar imagery all around the world. So I think I will stop talking here, because I don't think I have a lot of time, and move back to Georgi so he can provide more information about how then they can use the clients, both Maxar and Geoalert clients can use our imagery to derive information from that. So
great. Thank you, Ilya.
So that's I will be online. If you have any questions, you can type it.
Please stay with us, because maybe the question will fall, and I will try to moderate the questions and to translate it and to ask Ilya. If so, don't hesitate to ask your question, to write it into the chat. There is also the possibility, which is shown at the bottom of the screen, which is ask the question. You can suggest the topic which will be shown publicly, and this question will be answered by us during the webinar. So you can use it as well. Let me go back briefly to the Mapflow presentation, because I didn't finish with the processing. So now it's completed, and we can check the results of the processing on the map. As you remember, we've selected the model which is construction detection, and we are going to detect if there is construction going in this area of interest. So the model helped us to detect constructions, and then can be applied to the much larger area. So this is the main option of this model, to be scaled up to the size of the region or the overall city to detect all constructions ongoing. So the basic concept is to detect construction, and then we'll be able to run processing to detect single buildings within the construction area to predict how much houses will be built in this area. We can also select among different other models, but the main topic is how all it works in QGIS. So we will continue to show you a live demonstration of QGIS application, which integrates Mapflow and SecureWatch, as it was shown by Ilya. So I'll give the floor to Grigory, and he is joining our translation, our broadcast. So let me give the floor to you.
All right. Will you also share my screen? All right. Give me a moment. I'll figure out how to. All right. Right. Sorry for that. Can you all hear me well? You see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, that's good. Cool. So, right, I'm Grigory, and I'm a GIS analyst and developer at Geoalert. And for those of you who use QGIS, who like open source, I can show you our plugin for it. So the plugin basically lets you use Mapflow through QGIS. You can install it by going to plugins and typing Mapflow, and you'll see it will probably be the only Mapflow plugin in the world, right? So our current version is 1.4.1, available publicly. So once you have installed it, you can open it. You'll see a login screen. I'm already logged in, but you'll have to type in your credentials, and then you'll see the main dialog, which is split up in tabs. So right here, I have a table with all the processings I currently have in my account in Mapflow. So I already have some processings. And I also have an AOI for the area we're based in. So this is basically where our office is. So we decided to use this area for a demonstration. Right, so this is the area I'll be using for my processings. Now, what you can do here, what you see here is a list of models we support, and we currently have forest, construction sites, agricultural fields, buildings, and roads. So you can choose one of them in this drop-down menu. And you also have another drop-down list with where you can select your AOI. So if you have multiple of them, make sure the correct AOI is selected. Now, what about the sources of the imagery? We support 3 Maxar products at the moment. They are basemaps, SecureWatch, and Vivid. And let's maybe have a look at one of them. So right now I have OpenStreetMap here, but let me see some imagery. I go to the Providers tab and select the Maxar product I need. Let us use SecureWatch for start. And click Preview. Now you see the Maxar imagery, more specifically their SecureWatch product for the given area. Let us zoom in slightly. Depending on your network connection, it might take some time to load the tiles. You might see some tiles being a bit blurry. So thing is, now we have the imagery and we can start and we can process it. So let's say I want to detect all the buildings within the given area. For that, I make sure the area is selected here and Maxar SecureWatch selected in imagery source. And also the required model is selected in Mapflow model dropdown list. Now, I can name it whatever I want. You can use spaces. Let's call it maybe Webinar Maxar SecureWatch buildings.
It's a little bit less cloudy imagery for this area.
All right, so the plugin alerted you that the processing started successfully, and it may take some time depending on the on your connection and on how busy our server is. So while it is in progress, let's have a look at the imagery. Actually, the mosaic we have for SecureWatch might not be the best choice for detecting buildings for this area because it have some clouds here. And actually, quite a few buildings might be under the clouds and they won't be processed by our model because it doesn't see them in the imagery. So what we can do is search for a better image in the Maxar archive. Fortunately, Maxar provides you with historical imagery. So not only their current mosaic product, but also all the imagery they have over the few past years for the given area. So what we can do is in the Providers tab, go below, and here we see Maxar SecureWatch metadata. Again, make sure you have your area of interest selected here, and you can request the metadata for that area. What you see might look a bit scary at first, but let me just let me zoom out so we can understand what it is. So Maxar metadata is basically image footprints, so the polygons that outline the imagery, and plus some attributes, some data about the imagery. So the visual representation is loaded as a separate layer. By the way, we load all layers, we add all layers to a separate group in the layers panel. So make sure you expand it and you can find it here. So this is our metadata layer. Now we can see all the imagery in the table below. By default, it's sorted by date descending, so you will see the most recent images first. And so let's say at the bottom I have an image for 2015 and at the top it's 2021, 14th of August, so this is more recent. But we've already discovered that the most recent image is slightly clouded, so it's 0.28, which means 28% of the image is covered by clouds. So we might need a less cloudy image. And fortunately, Maxar have some imagery without clouds at all. So let's select this slightly older image, but it's still July, so it will still probably be up to date, and still it has no cloud cover. We select it in the table, make sure it's highlighted so you actually select it. We keep Maxar SecureWatch here, and now we can actually preview the image. To do that, you can either click preview again, or more simply, you can just double click it in the table. We added our new image. It is called Maxar SecureWatch, or whatever product you will have here, like Vivid, and after that, the image ID. So this will be the name of the layer. Now, let's zoom into it. By the way, I actually forgot to say, when you select an image in a table, it gets highlighted in layers. So it gets selected in QGIS. You can see where it is. It's slightly behind other footprints, so make sure you find it visually. Now let's switch off the, I'll switch off the Maxar mosaic to only see the image we requested. You can see that it covers exactly the image footprint that we selected. This is our image. By the way, if you have a question why you can see some imagery to the left and right, this is just QGIS caching. So QGIS keeps caching the base map it had previously. But if we zoom in, we see that the image is cropped straight to the image footprint. So now we can inspect the image and see that it's completely clear, no clouds, perfect for processing buildings. By the way, let me switch off the metadata so it doesn't interfere with the image. All right, so now with it selected, we can start a processing again and call it something else like Maxar Webinar SW, no clouds or whatever. No clouds, make sure you still have buildings selected here. And let's start the processing again. So the processing takes some time, and the processings I just started are in progress. So let's have a look at the processing I prepared for the webinar, so we don't have to wait till these finish. Let me switch on this and turn on OpenStreetMap again. All right, so here I have buildings, SecureWatch latest, meaning their mosaic that had clouds. And indeed, we can see that we detected buildings. They look pretty nice here, but the problem is there were buildings under the clouds we could not process. This is why we chose another image. Right, let me delete these buildings and go to, this is buildings, no clouds, the same thing I just started, but a prepare process so we don't have to wait. I'll zoom into it. Now we can see that because the image was clear, our model was could process all the buildings we needed. This looks much better. Now the buildings are classified according to their type, so meaning residential or office buildings. There might be some classification errors sometimes. No model is perfect, but generally it detects the right classes. All right, so
sorry for a slight interruption. There is a question about where the plugin goes when installed in QGIS. So please pay attention to the icon of the plugin, which appears in the top menu. Please, can you switch the attention of attendees to this button?
All right. Is the question where the plugin icon will appear once it's installed? Is that the question?
Because it's not obvious how to start the plugin after it's installed.
All right. Yes, my QGIS is pretty customized because I worked with it a lot, and I removed all the toolbars you usually have. So your QGIS might look like having a lot of these, and I just removed all that. But basically, the plugin has only one icon, one entry point, and it goes into its own toolbar, meaning you'll have a toolbar. By the way, you can right click here at the top to see all the toolbars available, and make sure Mapflow is checked. well, it should be checked by default, but in case you don't see it, just make sure it's checked and let's toggle it back.
In case you're getting lost in your toolbars, use this overall menu to select the appropriate one.
All right. Did I answer the question?
Yes, perfectly. I think so.
It wasn't too hard, thanks. All right, so the icon is red and pretty noticeable, so I hope you don't miss it. In case you miss it, just send us an email to help@geoalert.com.
Yeah, there is another answer. Sorry for interruption again, but we have to mention about it. So during signing in QGIS, how we can access token? The token means the possibility to log into the plugin. So, and the token is obtained in your personal account on Mapflow.ai. So you should go to Mapflow.ai. I already shared this link. And Grigory, if you are translating if you're sharing your screen, maybe you will show Mapflow.ai, if you don't mind.
All right. If you see all of my screen, not only QGIS.
Yeah, we see your screen perfectly.
Perfect. So you log into it, and actually I haven't done it in a while, so I don't know, maybe. Let me remember my password.
You can use mine. I can share it with you. So then, in this case,
all right, I logged in.
Okay,
just use another account and
just we have to wait a little bit because you're on the main account and there's.
All right, yeah, I just because oh wow, that's pretty hardcore. The reason is I just logged in under an admin account. It has a lot of processing. That's why. So normally you shouldn't have the same issue in your account.
Yeah.
Unless you have like thousands of processings.
Yeah.
So, and if you do, we're actually very thankful because you seem to be enjoying Mapflow. So.
And on the top you have two tabs. The one tab is API. So please scroll page top. And you don't do it because you don't have to do it on the admin account, but you should obtain your API token here using this button. And then you'll be able to log into the plugin and use it as it was shown by Grigory.
Right, so once you have your account, just go to settings, API, and click obtain token, and that's what you use to log into the plugin. And you can change it anytime. So let's say if you forgot it or whatever, just obtain it again. Okay, any more questions before I can proceed, or?
Please proceed, and I will interrupt you one more time if we get more questions.
Right. So while our processing are still in progress, all right, let me remember where I stopped. That was probably right. So we currently support 3 Maxar products, and we have our own account which you can use through this plugin, but you have to be a premium user. So when you obtain your account, make sure it has you have access to our built-in Maxar account. Then you can just do it straight away. If you have your own Maxar account, you can here click the edit button, and here you will see our Connect ID. And what you have to do is just replace it with yours. And once you replace it, just click OK. It will be saved between QGIS sessions, so you don't have to do it every time. But from then on, you can use SecureWatch, but it will use your Connect ID. But also, then you have to expand this credentials section and type in your login, whatever that is. And you can opt into either memorized or not. so you don't have to type it in any time. But basically, using the Maxar imagery, you can either use our account, then you don't have to type in any credentials or get your own or make your own account with Maxar, or use your own account, but then just don't forget to type in your own credentials. All right, so I showed you the how we can view Maxar imagery, how we can request metadata and view single images, and just let's have a look at maybe a couple more examples. So these were buildings, and now let's say, let me delete the actual layers I have.
Now let me ask you more questions, because we have more. Is it possible to use premium account of SecureWatch to make precise estimation of changes with multi-temporal imagery? So this is a good question, but we do need to process different images and to compare masks of the features extracted from the imagery, and by this comparison we can estimate or assume the changes. So we need to process the imagery one by one. You will be able to search through the whole catalog of Maxar images, and it was shown by Grigory how to do it. So it's possible, and there are also more different interesting possibilities. So this question is done. Let me see if there are more questions. Yeah, there are questions about how to obtain API token. It's not very clear, I suppose. It's stated in our documentation, but we do have to show it more clearly in our plugin help menu, I suppose, how to obtain API token. But yes, it was answered that you need to obtain API token using your Mapflow profile. So you should be previously registered on Mapflow.ai. Okay, let's done this.
All right, I just want to show you then I just logged it out, and if you, sorry. So this is what you'll see the first time you open up a plugin, because you haven't logged in yet, and then you can click need an account and go to, all right, so we'll probably redirect this link straight to the documentation on how to get an account, because right now it just redirects you to Mapflow, but you can like click try for free, and
so yeah, you have to create an account, and then you will be able to obtain API token to be able to log in with the plugin.
Cool, let me log in back. Just a couple more minutes. By the way, our first processing has finished, and the plugin will alert you about that, so you don't forget to check it out. You can just click OK, and this is probably the one that is finished. Let's have a look. Somehow we zoom out to the whole to the whole world. Right. So this was our we processed the SecureWatch mosaic itself, which is cloud. So we got the same results. We've already seen that. And I just wanted to show you maybe the construction sites. So like what we have here. Right. So we have a construction site detection model, and this is what it's given us. Well, the results honestly depend. Sometimes it works well. Sometimes it can miss some construction sites. We also have roads, but let me just, so I don't take too much of your time, I just wanted to show you that another option with our plugin is to use your own image. So let's say you have your own GeoTIFF and you wanted to process it. So I have my local.tiff right here. Let's have a look what it is. Oh, that's actually the same area. Very nice. Right. So so local image I have, and once I have added it to my QGIS project, I can select it right here in the imagery source, or else you can just select it right away from your file system by clicking this button. But make sure you have it in the imagery source, and we can do just the same with our local image. So let's say I'll call it something like Webinar local GeoTIFF. Right, and I'll start processing. So it will process, by default, it will process the image in its extent, so only the image itself. But you can also uncheck this button. So do not use image extent and use the area. Then the intersection between the image and the area will be used. So that's also an option. Right, I also forgot to say that you can download the processing results by just double-clicking on them. I just double-clicked my my recently started processing, so that's why the layer is empty, because nothing has processed yet. That's pretty much it. If I forgot to say to tell you about something, just tell me. And maybe the last thing I wanted to tell you that so you have a processing limit with your account and how much in total you can process with us. And you can see it down here. So this processing limit, 255 square kilometers. Make sure it's well above 0. And you have the area of your processing area. So the AOI in square kilometers here. So make sure this area is greater than your limit, then you can do processing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all.